Hello, I'm back with another Writing Wednesday video. So last week, because I'm actually filming this on Wednesday, so it depends. Today's the what? 27th. Today's the 27th, which is Wednesday. So I might, if I'm lucky, get this up for today, depending on how long it takes to actually upload to YouTube. If not, this will be next week's video, which will be the 4th, which is the day before I fly home to Seattle. But we're back. So I recently turned in the novella I was working on in the last video. I only got to about 11,000 words before I turned it in, but my teacher was still like happy with it because last time we had talked I had been at 4,500, so it's progress, right? But since then I've written about another 1,000 because I haven't felt pressured to because it's not an assignment, so it's been a lot actually easier to write. But I also haven't been focusing on it in the same sense because I've had other stuff to do. But today I want to talk about staying motivated in writing because I don't know about you, but that's one of the things I struggle with the most out of anything, hands down. And I've been writing, you know, like most people since I was a kid. Like all kids kind of write to an extent because I've always been a really big reader. I love reading. I used to get in trouble because I read too much, but I've been taking writing seriously since I was about 14, so for approximately 8 years, and I've always struggled with staying motivated in my writing. When I was a kid, it was a lot easier, I think, because I was doing it for fun, and that was before I really decided I could do it as a career. But since then, especially since I've kind of graduated high school, there we go, I just turned autofocus off, so hopefully I'm in focus. Okay. But ever since I graduated high school and kind of started college and started taking writing seriously in the form of a career, I've always kind of just really struggled to stay motivated and to keep up kind of the ideas I have for whatever I'm writing. Like I'll start a story or I'll have one scene in my mind and I'll get partway through it and then it just ends and ends up in a random folder in my computer or a random binder on my shelf that never gets touched again. Like this time last year, so my very first semester of grad school, I accidentally in my free time wrote an entire novel-length work. It's crap, and it's hardcore kind of borderline copyright at the moment because that's kind of how you have to stay motivated. And I'm not saying copy people, please don't do that. I'm just saying like my easiest way of staying motivated is to read a lot and to take in a lot of other stories, where it's movies, TV, books especially, obviously, when it comes to writing. But I get my ideas from other things, and the first time you write something down, your first draft of something, especially if you've gotten your idea from something, it's gonna be a copy. It's gonna be sometimes even an exact copy of this thing you did. And that's okay, it's a first draft. First drafts are supposed to be bad. That's why it's a first draft. You just do it. You just gotta get it down and you have to sit down and actually write. Because off topic, sort of. For me, like just sitting down and writing is so hard because I'm like, oh, but this is bad. And it's like, but you have to get past that. You have to get the bad out to make it good. And that's a lot of the time, that's a first draft is very much probably borderline copyright of something or multiple something. Maybe you've taken multiple ideas or multiple plot lines from different things and mushed them together. And now you have this thing that is trash, but it doesn't always have to be trash. And once you get past that point, once you start editing, you'll come up with your own ideas. At least that's how it happens for me. And I start to shift things a little bit. I'm like, okay, instead of this happening, let me change it so it's not exactly like this other thing. Like, I think back to this book I wrote last year that I haven't really touched since then because I've just been really busy. And like, I've already have a lot of more ideas for it that could make it my own work instead of this photocopied image of something I did where I just changed certain circumstances. I don't like that. That was hard to say. I always tell people that if they're struggling to stay motivated, just to keep writing, one, even if it's trash, even if it literally makes no sense, or if it's a jumbled stream of consciousness, because you can go back and delete it. That's the magic of editing. To always keep kind of reading, taking in ideas, because as soon as you like read something or watch something and you're like, that's a good idea, a lot of the times what follows is a good idea of your own that might be similar but is still different. You kind of just need to keep working, and sometimes that can be hard and you don't want to overwork yourself or overexert yourself. But also not writing for long lengths of time because you can't think of anything isn't going to fix it either. You know? Like, you're just going to sit there frustrated because you can't write anything. And I'm the queen of sitting there frustrated because I can't write anything. I've written poems about it. They're not good poems, but they were poems about how I can't think of anything to write. Ugh. That's the thing about writing, is it's hard, but it's like anything else, you just keep working at it. And first drafts are always bad. It doesn't matter how good of a writer you become or how long you've been doing it. The first draft of something is always bad. Flat out. That's why it's a first draft, and that's why first drafts are never published. That's why people spend years and years and years even just editing and revising and changing things to get it to that point of being good. Like, amazing works that are out there, that was definitely not the first go. If you think of anything, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling, anything, literally anything that has ever been written was not the first draft. So you just kind of got to keep working and changing and editing and revising. That's half of what writing is. Anyone can write. Anyone can put words down onto paper. Writers are the ones that know what to do with the words once they've been put down the first time. You just gotta change them. You gotta alter them until they're right. Simple as that. And I say simple as that. It's not a simple thing, obviously, but the idea of it is definitely simple. Yeah. I guess that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're in the US tomorrow, or if you live somewhere else and you happen to celebrate Thanksgiving. I've celebrated it in the UK. It was weird. There's a bunch of us Americans, so we went to Nando's. What else are you going to do on Thanksgiving when you're not in America? So I hope everyone has a safe, good holiday weekend. But that's going to be it for me today. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to give me a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Later, nerds.